What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of Fishing with Ty. I know I haven't posted videos in I don't know how long, but life got in the way. Hunting season came about, and now we're actually able to fish again. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what I've done with my boat. I've completely redone it, and it's phenomenal. It's exactly the way I want it, besides maybe three things, but I'll get to those later. So we're going to start up at the front. So first thing I did was I replaced my Minn Kota autopilot, which is sitting over there for my camera to focus. It's not, of course it isn't. So what I did, I put on a Minn Kota Maxim, 70-pound thrust, 24-volt system. You guys can see that on that. So put this on here. I used it yesterday. Absolutely phenomenal trolling motor. Bunch of power on it, and it moves my TX-17 amazing. If you put on 100 and you go left or right and you hit the power, it might throw you off the side of the boat. So that was one thing I've changed. Another thing I did was I took I bought this grip tape at Ace Hardware. It's just sticky side, or it's got sticky on one side and grip tape on the other. Redid the entire front piece with it, or the front of the bow. Completely redid that. I have a Humminbird 561 down imaging here with the transducer mounted to my trolling motor. And this way, I recarpeted my entire boat all the way back, besides two spots. And what I did here, I took out my up-down trim from my motor, because I'm going to replace this this plate here soon. So I just ran the trolling motor wire through and then back around and out, so everything's all nice, neat and tidy. Got my pliers here. They're attached to a little ring I bought at Baumgart's. They're made for kayaks. Do that on there. So now if I take my pliers and drop them outside of the boat, they won't go anywhere. So show those back in there, and then Minn Kota foot pedal. I'm not gonna do recessed tray. I don't like them. I like being able to move my pedal around the deck. It takes some time to get used to, but it'll work. We're gonna run down the left side of the boat, and then we'll come back up the right side. So I actually need to move this back a little bit. I need to move them back here. But I put in these little bungee straps. They're like 10-inch, and the little plastic kayak eye holders here. So there's one here for the front, and then there's another set in the back. Also, one thing I did, I completely repainted the boat. If you want to find a good video on how to repaint a boat, go find Tiny Boat Nation. I followed his guide and the paints he used. Phenomenal. I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out. I'll grab, that's what it's painted with. It's all rattle can. I use the acrylic enamel, and then I use a self-etching primer to prime it. But I replaced these decals and went with more like a simplistic stencil. Got a bass tracker here, tournament TX-17, and then of course my shark mouth, which is actually a decal. It's not painted on there. It makes it a lot easier. If you guys want to know where to get that, let me know, and I'll put a link in the description. So we'll come to here. I installed this guy, which is just, the sea-flow hatches. Got my fire extinguisher, life jackets, my throwable, got some dock line, face mask, my other life jackets here. Got my grips and my scale. I've also got my net in there. My net's actually pretty hard to get out. I think I'm going to actually go buy a different net to put in there. Close that up. So if you guys have a TX-17, mine's a 1987, the deck ends here. So what I did, I extended it all the way back here, right up to the console. So there's ample deck room now. It's actually a lot better. So another thing I added is the Jvc speakers. These are marine grade. I've got the radio up there. And also one thing I'm really proud of is this. if you have one of these old boats, you know that they do not have a rod locker or really ample storage at all. So here's my rod locker. I've got 6 tubes that run up to the front of my boat, and they actually go through that little access hole that if you don't have, well, I guess you haven't done anything to it. It's just some access hole that you just like shove stuff into, which I don't like at all. So basically everything I had shoved up in there is now in here. So I can hold at least 12 rods. I got 6 in there now. I'm going to close that up. And then you can flip it down and lock it. And this just twists to lock. So, extended deck, all recarpeted. Rod locker, this storage. Now we'll come down this way. I replaced these seats. These are just the like $30 Bass Pro ones. They actually matched the chairs that actually came on it, or the seats, which are here. They're all torn up. So these kind of went with the theme of my boat: black, red, and gray. Besides, you know, the white, I went with the lighter colors on the seats because, you know, it gets hot. I replaced the high back seat with casting seats. I might actually need to get another one for the rear because that one goes up front. So back here, you know, the rod holders, which work phenomenal. Now this just becomes like a day storage for my co-angler, or whoever's with me that day. There's that one. And then, you know, the live wells here. Oh, let me go around. Yeah. And what I did with this, which is where I normally kept all my tackle, is now a cooler. Got a little igloo cooler in there. It's perfect for a day out on the water. But this is where all the magic happened, I guess. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. So if you guys have one of these older boats, you know that the metal gas tank is garbage. They're really, you know, they're only 6 gallons. You really can't. You can run a day, maybe 2, but you're gonna run out of fuel. Or if you're on a big lake, you're definitely gonna run out of fuel. Trust me, I've had it happen. So I put a Scepter or Spectre 12-gallon low-profile tank in here. It actually fits perfectly. Like, there's not enough room to fart in there with this tank, at least this way. And it matched up perfectly because I have a 24-volt system now. So there's actually 3 batteries back there. This is a 27 group, then I've got a 24 group as my starting, which is actually dual purpose, and these both are deep cycle. So if I need to, I can use one of these as a starting, or if one of these go bad, I can always hook up my starting battery as a trolling motor battery. And then I've got a Pro Sport 15 by Pro Mariner, the triple bank charger, which is actually plugged in now. So I got that put in. I got a new fuel line hooked up to the new tank and into my Mercury. So that's all nice. It's all nice and neat-ish. I could probably do a little more cable management, but meh, it is what it is. There's a hair on my screen. I'm going to shut that now. I did paint my transom. As you guys know, my boat's name is the Blonde Bombshell. And going with the black, gray, and red, I actually did my name in silver. The boat name on silver, so it stands out pretty nice. On the back portion of the deck, or actually back portion of the boat, I put this grip tape. So if you're walking around, say in the summer or the spring, and you step on this when it's wet, it's actually pretty slick. So I put grip tape all the way down, and all the way, or I guess up to I don't know what they were used for. And if you guys have the old trackers, you know there's a socket here for your nav lights. Well, what I did, I went with battery-powered nav lights. These have some 3N sticky tape on them. I know you can get these at Walmart, Baumgars, Bass Pro, whatever. But I'll actually go in here and show you. I actually need to glue those. So these guys, this will go on the rear. Just simple battery-powered. It's got an extension pole. It goes in, that little clip goes through and keeps it up. We've also got the one for the front. It's somewhere in there too. And also have a little aerator for my live well, because my live well doesn't have an aeration system in it. So I'm going to close that up. Here's that Jvc speaker. Each one of those push out about 80 to 90 decibels. Yeah, so they're actually pretty damn loud. I kept the original switches up here. I actually wanted to do like a switch panel, but I just got like 5 or 6 rockers on it, and then like the voltage and everything. But that'll be later. Got my Lowrance hooked up. That transducer's in the rear, and then my Hummingbird's up front. So what I did here, I actually hooked this radio up to a deadman switch. So I flip it on, radio flips on, flip it off, radio turns off. So it's not draining power at all. This here was actually for like these little Bass Pro lights that were all around my console. So I took those out and actually put in deck lights. Actually lights up very, very well at night. I'm super surprised by those. I'm actually going to be adding 3 more lights. I'm going to put one in here, one in the rod locker, and one in that. And I'm also going to put one back here so it lights up the portion where your feet are. And when I said earlier I replaced all my carpet, I didn't replace the carpet on here because this gets walked on a lot and most of it's covered anyway by the new deck. So I left that just so say if your feet are muddy or sandy, you just throw shoes and whatnot down here. I'm not going to worry about destroying new carpet down here. And on this front piece, I didn't worry about it. And these guys, these side angled pieces, I didn't replace either because I didn't feel like it was necessary. So we're going to flip off the deck lights. I did repaint my console completely. I actually repainted this piece, and I'm going to get a new steering wheel. I don't know why, I just want it. Thought about taking this and tinting it black instead of like this reddish purple color. I'm going to tint this black. And then this piece over here, if it'll open, flip that open, and tackle storage. This is all my tackle. It's going to get a lot more in there. I also have this little guy up here. I've got scissors, clippers, and then a bottle opener. But all my tackle's in here. I'm going to put a light somewhere in here that I will just run off of where this one is hooked up to because it's under here. I need to hide this wire and so it runs down and underneath. Kind of like how that one is. Kind of blends in. All my tackle's here. I can actually throw either another soft bag in here, kind of like the one that's back in that co-angler storage. I can throw another one in here. I can probably fit 2 or 3 more of the bigger Plano boxes, and then a bunch more of the smaller boxes back here. I got a spinnerbait box, all my soft plastics. They're all separated and bagged. The only thing I did not like was how my console turned out. There's a lot of stress marks in it, which just came through, as you can see here. I'm not too worried about it. I just wanted it repainted, I guess, because it was like an ugly, like cloudy day gray, and I didn't like it. But the new decal here, the new bass tracker, and yeah, I think that's about it for the boat. I honestly think I put my bunks on wrong. Probably should take a picture if I put them on, but they work. Looks like my my paint job held up pretty well to yesterday. It's a little dirty. Nothing I can't clean off. A little scratch there. But overall, I'm actually really happy how this turned out. I did not paint my underside, so all that's still the bare aluminum. Looks like it's gonna rain today. All that's bare aluminum because I like beaching my boat. Plus, it's a shallow V, so I like running up in real shallow water, and I didn't want to worry about painting the bottom and scratching on my paint up and worry about it. But yeah, that's the new tracker. I absolutely love it. A few more things I'm going to add is a brand new, or a brand new-ish 75 horse Merc on the back, because this can take an 80 horse 2-stroke. So I'm going to put a 75 horse 4-stroke on the back, and with that new tank, I should be able to last all day with it. I'm getting rid of my Lowrance. I'm putting a Garmin 7-inch touchscreen on it, which will be my main unit. And then I'm going to get another one for up there. So I'm going to have 2 Garmin units that I can link together. I might go with a bigger unit back here, but I think the 7 will work pretty well for me. Then, you know, of course, my call system and some miscellaneous storage. Got a line and everything inside of there. But yeah, that's my boat. It took probably, I don't know, 3 weeks of working on and off. It got kind of cold here in Iowa. We actually had some snow like 4 or 5 days ago, and now it's 75 degrees out. The Midwest is really, really weird with its weather. But if you guys would like a video on the different things I've done, where I've gotten stuff, how I put stuff in, let me know down in the comments and I'll make that video. I didn't film at all when I completely redid my boat. I'd just rather focus on, you know, redoing my boat. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video. And you guys have a wonderful day. Fish smart, fish safe, and I'll see you in the next one.